Welcome back to The Boys series, Season 2, Episode 6. Please take a quick second to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I really appreciate it, and let's get right into it. In a flashback to 8 years ago, we see Frenchie, Cherie, and a guy named Jay who have some kind of three-way love triangle going on. Frenchie finishes building a bomb and says he's ready to rob a bank. I hope we get lots of Frenchie flashbacks. In the present, Starlight tells Huey and Frenchie that Stormfront knows she lead the Compound V, and Frenchie cuts the tracking chip out of her shoulder. In an alley, Homelander and Stormfront confront a criminal and decide rather than turn him in, it's better to kill him because he's probably just going to get out and commit more crime tomorrow. Homelander crushes his head while Stormfront gives him an over-the-pants HJ and they bang it out practically on top of the dude's headless corpse. Kimiko returns and meets Starlight for the first time, officially, and gives her a huge hug. Starlight reveals she saw a ton of emails from Stan Edgar to Stormfront talking about something to do with a breakthrough at the Sage Grove Center. The Deep meets with Maeve and gives her a GoPro he found on the bottom of the ocean from the Flight 37 crash. She says he can't say a word about this to anyone. The Deep runs into A-Train and they share a hug.
Yo, here comes A-Train. What? I'm right here, buddy. Over here.
He tells him he knows what it's like to get ran out and says that he knows someone who can help him. The Deep offers him a Fresca. The whole Fresca thing cracks me up. I wonder if they sponsored the show. I wouldn't think so because it's coinciding with a cult, but you never know. 8 years ago, Frenchie is now handcuffed and being interrogated by Mallory. The bomb he created to rob the bank was a Xanax bomb, and he used it against a soup with rage superpowers, essentially neutralizing him. She threatens to send him and his friends to ADX Florence if he doesn't agree to work for her. And if you don't know about ADX Florence, it is like a crazy prison out in like Colorado. Max security. It's wild. In the present, Homelander invites Stormfront into his trailer for a surprise, but she says she has to go to 7th Tower and she'll be back in 20 minutes. Turns out he had flowers waiting for her. Aw, he's just a big old psychotic softy. The boys sneak into Sage Grove dressed as orderlies. Frenchie pretends to be their patient as they work their way through the building. They get to the security office and shoot the guard. They lock the door and check the cameras to see all kinds of soups with all kinds of different superpowers locked up in cells. They see Stormfront enter a cell with an orderly and question a prisoner named Tim, asking how he's doing. He says he wants to go home, but Stormfront says no. Then the orderly pulls out a lighter and burns Tim alive. It's a lamplighter. Frenchie loses it, but MM grabs him and keeps him calm. When they end up passing each other in the hallways, they lock eyes and all hell breaks loose. During the fight, Lamplighter accidentally burns a hole through a door, releasing another soup named Cindy. She's got telekinetic powers and she's strong as fuck. They lock themselves back inside the security office, Lamplighter included. MM tries to convince him to work with them so they can get out, but he says no. Just then a soup breaks down the door, tackles him and tries to spit acid in his face, but Kimiko saves him. Now, he agrees to work with him. Outside, another kid who escaped encounters Butcher, Starlight, and Huey. Butcher tells him he doesn't want any trouble, and the kid replies with he doesn't want them to hurt him anymore. He's terrified. He lets out a sonic boom, flipping the van and sending them all flying. Butcher shoots him with a rifle and kills him. Huey was in the van and got stabbed in the stomach very badly by debris. They have to get him to a hospital, leaving MM, Frenchie, and Kimiko behind. Homelander, still waiting for Stormfront in his trailer, is growing very impatient. He blows up the trailer and nearly kills several people on set. She arrives saying she's been looking for him and asks what happened to his trailer. He says electrical fire, but we know it was hurt feelings. He then confronts her saying he went to 7th Tower and she wasn't there. She says she can explain, but he grabs her by the throat, which is his signature move, before letting her go and taking off. In a meeting with Alistair Adana, head of the collective, the Deep learns his numbers among women have been going up. He asks them what's on his mind. The Deep replies that he thinks A-Train sabotaged him his entire career.
Well, I think A-Train sabotaged me my entire career. What? Well, you do think you're better than me. And I fantasize about drowning you over and over again, but man, I don't want to feel that way anymore. I want to be clean. Oh, hell no.
Dude, the Deep cracks me up. A-Train is shocked and he gets up to leave, but Alistair plays him just like he did to the Deep, telling him he can get him back into the 7. At Sage Grove, they break into the pharmacy and MM asks Lamplighter what it is they're doing here. But he doesn't answer. He turns to Frenchie saying he remembers him from the night he burned those kids alive and asks him why he didn't stop him. In a flashback to 5 years ago, the OG boys are with Mallory and Lamplighter shows up. They all laugh at him for looking goofy. Mallory is blackmailing him into spying on the 7, but she says she has a bad feeling, like she's backing a dog into a corner and tells Frenchie to follow him. Starlight stops a car in the middle of the road and they attempt to take it to save Huey, but the guy pulls a gun on him. He's about to pull the trigger when Starlight blasts him and knocks him out. Now that she has access to electricity, she cauterizes Huey's wounds and they take off. In the pharmacy, Frenchie starts gathering supplies and plans to make a bomb that would be capable of knocking out even soups. He asks Lamplighter why the 7 never came after him after what happened 5 years ago. He finally comes clean and says he didn't even know the kids were in the bed. It was supposed to be Mallory he burned alive. He's badly traumatized by this and asks Frenchie why he didn't stop him. In a flashback, we get the answer. Cherie calls Frenchie in a panic because Jay OD'd and he's gonna die. He has to go help and he leaves Lamplighter behind. He ends up reviving Jay and returns, but Lamplighter had already left the party. Lamplighter explains what's going on at Sage Grove. They're trying to stabilize Compound V because it doesn't work well with adults. Infants handle it best, so they're experimenting with kids to try and get it right. His job is to burn the evidence when things go wrong. Suddenly, a tentacle smashes through the window and chokes MM before retreating back up a man's pant leg. It wasn't a tentacle. They encounter Cindy in the hallway again, and as she approaches, Stormfront busts in, electrocuting her and knocking her out. She yells at Lamplighter asking what happened, and he makes up a story about Dr. Carlton, the guy Cindy initially blew up, accidentally freeing her. She tells him to clean up the mess while she checks the rest of the inmates. They get Huey to a hospital and he's gonna be okay, but it's gonna take a few days for him to recover. Elena accidentally stumbles across the GoPro from Flight 37 and watches the footage which shows the truth about what happened. She plans to blackmail Homelander with it, so he lets them go or she'll take it to the news. But the video has left Elena speechless. Mallory meets MM, Frenchie, and Kamiko in the woods. They brought Lamplighter and she pulls a gun on him. Frenchie, of all people, is able to convince her to put the gun down, and she asks what they're doing with him. Back outside of Sage Grove, we see Cindy hitchhiking on the road, and some unlucky soul picks her up. Stormfront finds Homelander, and I think she actually feels bad. She says she'll never lie to him again and reveals her past as Liberty, as well as the fact that she's over 100 years old. She was born in 1919 in Germany and was married to Vought founder Frederick Vought. They were both Nazis, and she was the first ever soup that he made. Damn! That explains the racism. She's a Nazi. The writing on the show is so good. Is Homelander cool with her being a Nazi? I think he might be. That's wild. Anyways, thank you for joining me for this recap. Episode 7 coming soon. If you haven't yet, please take a second to like the video, subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.